Season 1, Patch 1.1 is here, and I don't know how to say this, but it's long. So without further ado, let's get into this then. This is live right now on the Eternal Realm, so you can have a play around with what's happened, but what has happened. As a quick warning, and maybe, brace yourselves, for every class not named Sorcerer, you are getting quite the nerf to a lot of your current popular meta builds and options, and perhaps not enough buffs to compensate. But we'll get to that when we get to the classes. The real question then, is Diablo... That's harder to tell from this initial look and hot take, but it does look like player power on the whole has gone down across the board, and everyone is gonna feel weaker, and there is certainly an effort here to generally rebalance to a lower base level from what we currently have. Whether this is made up massively, and it's worth remembering, by the Season 1 Malignant Hearts and their effects, if they are going to be strong to the point that we need this kind of power level pullback, or we'll just walk over everything, that's a possibility, but it is looking a bit worrisome. Firstly, we have 6 new unique items added to the pool, which is obviously a lot. I mean, technically it's 5, as Havarion's Spear here is a uber unique, so one in like every 100,000 people will actually see one. However, it's a really good, fun effect, and I really can't wait to see it in action when someone eventually does get one. But hey, we also get our 5 new uniques, one for each class. These will be looked at, of course, in greater detail, but as just a quick take, the Sorcerer one, it's kind of a slap in the face. I mean, it's a fun effect, randomly teleporting, free teleport enchantment, okay, cool. But our only source of main power is raiment, teleporting, stunning, CC, etc. And this kind of goes against all of that, and I have to ask why. We don't know the affixes yet on them, what stats they come with, which makes all the difference, but we will get into that. Then we get a look at the new Season 1 legendary aspects. Again, one for each class, and then a couple of general ones, movement speed for slowed and chilled, and then an auto stun to everyone around you when you get a pack of close enemies. This is kind of a fun little bit of utility, and the fact it is utility, so you can put it on your boots, for example, you can definitely play with this with stun synergies, and that's kind of nice to see. Then we get a mountain of bug fixes, as is always the case. A lot of them actually quite important ones, some of them affecting how moves actually work, some gameplay ones, and some that were even preventing certain moves from being used, so that's really nice. There's a lot to go into, such as, this very key fix to Incinerate's mana cost, so now it's definitely gonna be worth using! Haha! Okay, I will try and leave my Sorcerer bias out of this. But we then eventually land at the big changes. And these are big changes. New loading screen! No, the gameplay updates are here. Altar of Lilith, we know now, is account-wide, as is map discovery, and then Tree of Whispers, we no longer get Sigil Dust, which is interesting. Getting a Silent Chest buffed is quite nice, and getting a Channel Time nerf to Leaving Dungeon is an interesting choice. I'm not sure why that has actually happened. A much bigger change is actually a buff to World Tier 2. More gold and more items. That is curious, and definitely does kind of lean towards World Tier 2, along with the extra skill points being the way to go in Season 1 leveling. Then, we will now gain the ability to actually be higher level than the enemies, a nerf to the auto-scaling of the world. Now, this doesn't apply in the main endgame content, like Nightmare Dungeons and Fields of Hatred, but it does mean that in the open world, when we get deeper into Nightmare and then deeper into Torment, as you can see by the examples, we're actually going to out-level the enemies, which is really cool. I mean, it'll let you feel powerful, though of course that's a nerf to XP, but nobody's farming XP in the open open world anyway, so I don't suppose it matters too much. And then we get a big Whispers bump in World Tiers 3 and 4 to make it still a bit more viable, and then a retooling of how killing mobs higher level than you actually works. And here is where things can go a little bit downhill into turning this what I think might be an overall kind of L of a patch. So, we used to get 25% bonus XP for enemies that are 3 levels higher. Now, at 3 levels higher, you get 4.5% bonus XP. At 10 levels higher, which it now scales to, you get 15% bonus XP, which is a 10% nerf. So 7 extra levels above you, but for 10% less XP. Clearly they felt they overdid the XP buffs and are pulling it back, which just really sucks, doesn't it? Like, that's just why. There's no need. Just let people level and get to the good stuff, especially in Season 1 with no campaign. It's just... In any case, we also get a nerf to leveling alts by having them stood in the entrance of a dungeon, while a high level just goes and kills everything for you. And that, again, just feels like a kind of, why? Why do that? It doesn't matter to anyone if you're power leveling alts with a few high level buddies. It just lets you get that character engaged faster. Nerfs that exist just to make things take longer and be more busy work, and it just doesn't sit right with me and feels so unnecessary when there is so many genuine issues still yet to be solved with the game that can make it an overall better experience. So slower leveling for your main character, slower leveling for your alts. The only chest that mattered in Helltide's Gift of Mysteries being nerfed. This is one of those where it sucks, but I kind of understand it, because it was the only one that mattered. It made every other chest kind of pointless. But then just buff the other chests. Don't nerf the mysteries. Don't just make it harder and longer to get to them. It is a little bit of a shame that they go with the make the good thing worse, not make the bad things better. That is always the better, more satisfactory way of balancing things. Talking of balancing things, so Sorceress has a lot of buffs, more buffs and less nerfs than the other classes, but that's only on the surface. When we deep dive, which I will do soon, and I cannot wait to get that video to you guys, it's kind of disgusting. It's appalling compared to how much help the class needed, and the fact every build has been nerfed massively is insane. Your other classes, like Druid, a lot of your meta build options are getting nerfs. You're going to see Reduced come up a lot in here. The same for Barbarians. There is a definite few changes. Bone Spears getting a little bit of a knockback for your Necromancers. And generally, I have a feeling that a lot of the classes that aren't Sorcerer are going to walk away from this feeling that they're just worse than they were before. I don't think there is enough buffs to the not good stuff to compensate for the few little setbacks that have now happened to the more meta-y builds, and that's always a shame to see, and I don't think it's going to sit well with a lot of players, and understandably so. Coupled with the across-the-board nerfs to the good affixes we're about to see, Disobedience nerfed as the best defensive aspect. That was expected because it was just so good, but it's still a shame. And then a few little retoolings to other aspects, items like the Butcher's Cleaver, nerf to group play with more mob health per extra party member. Groups will still be the best way to do everything, but again, you should get a buff for being solo, not nerf the multiplayer experience. The Great Shrine buff's nice, it was the worst one, so that's cool. And then affixes. This, to me, is probably the most controversial change of the patch, because a lot of the good affixes, like cooldown reduction, are being hit. Critical strike damage is being hit. Randomly lightning critical strike damage is being hit, for some reason. Vulnerable damage is being hit. Yes, these were the best affixes by far, but at the same time, they were that because the others were all kind of really terrible. So the good stuff that we're after is gone, and the buffs to compensate just don't feel like they're gonna be enough. Time will tell, of course. We need to experiment and test with all this, but it doesn't feel great, at least on initial take, and a lot of the survivability affixes here have been nerfed too, so it kind of feels like the solution to Sorceress being squishy is to make all the other classes squishier too, because there's a lot of survivability tweaks in the negative direction. So ultimately, I think there is a lot of changes here. Some of them are definitely positive, some of them make sense, some of the general gameplay ones are okay, but I think a lot of the game now feels a bit pointlessly grindier for some reason, and all of the classes are just going to feel weaker and squishier, and that is kind of an interesting choice to have. I am on the overall, kind of thinking that maybe we just undo this patch and carry on and get the Malignant hearts, but it is what it is, and if they want everyone on a base level to be weaker, there has to be a reason for that, and to play devil's advocate, to give the benefit of a doubt, maybe that is just Malignant hearts. Maybe they are that good that we need this, and they do want us using other things, other affixes, other abilities, but that's kind of how it's boiled down. I think an overall nerf to player power to gear that we were after, and that means gear that you've already been farming and that you've got, it's now weaker. Fortunately, that doesn't matter on the Eternal Realm, because we're going into Season 1 where we'd need to get new gear anyway, but there is definitely a slowing down of the experience. That's the biggest take of this patch. Everything will be slower, both progression and killing things just slower. So here's hoping the seasonal mechanics, the extra blessings that buff XP and other aspects of the game, the Malignant Hearts, make up for it and then some. For now then, that's where we're at, and I will see you very soon with more in-depth videos. But for now, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.